first we will see what is email, internet and computer use policy. Email policy, which means the organization will be having a policy on sending the email within the organization and outside the organization. So within the organization, all the business and operational emails should be or allowed to send. Or if you want to send a personal emails, you can send, but there is a limitation for sending the personal email within the organization. Say for example, some employees has achieved some target, or some employee has achieved some task, means to congratulate that employee, or if the employee has got any promotion or transfer, means to congratulate that employee, you can send the personal emails. You can send the congratulation emails to the employees or to the co-workers. So you can send the personal emails to the employees within the organization, but there is certain limit for sending the personal email. Next is, what is the scope and purpose of sending this personal emails? Sorry, what is the scope and purpose of sending these emails? So why you will be sending the email? Why you will send email within the organization? To ensure the privacy and security of an organization. Okay, so in the earlier days, we have given some letter, we have some notification. So like that, in the traditional days, we have followed some documentation. But in the modern days, we will be using the software for communicating with one another. So we will be using the software for communicating between the employees. So when compared to that documentation, this software ensures privacy and security for the information which we are sending between the employees in the organization. So some organization, HR department is responsible for this use of HR department is responsible for this IT, that is information technology, that is sending emails or any softwares. HR department is in charge. But some organization, most of the organization, there is a separate department for that. That is called the IT department or EDP department. So that department only you have to approach for any error or for any issues, if you have any issues with this system related thing. So you have to approach only to that department, that is information technology department or EDP department for any queries relating to the email policy or internet policy. Or if you have any issues related to system, or if you have any issues related to hardwares, so you have to approach to that department. So that department, they will set some rules and regulations for using this company email. This also set the boundary of acceptable and unacceptable behavior regarding personal use of a company email. So that department, they will set some rules for acceptable behavior and unacceptable behavior. Acceptable behavior means if that department is saying not to open and if IT department is advised the employees not to open anonymous email, means that employee should not open the anonymous email. If they open anonymous email, means they will get their system infected by virus. So they will set some rules and regulations, or they will set some acceptable and unacceptable behavior of using the email. So as an employee of the organization, you have to follow that rules and regulations for sending the email or using the email of the organization. So if they are advising not to open that email, means you should not open. So that is the acceptable behavior. If you open anonymous email and you make the virus infect your system, means that is unacceptable behavior. In the point of view in the viewpoint of that particular department, IT department, that is the acceptable behavior and unacceptable behavior. If they say not to use the anonymous emails, you should not use. This policy is applicable for all the employees who are using the company email, irrespective of the department in the organization. So, whichever department is using the company email, say for example, the employees who is working in the machinery or who is working in the plant, they will not use the email. They will work in the machinery, or they will work in the operational department. So other than that, every department they will use emails. That is purchase department, sales department, production department, HR department, accounting department, even IT department, designing department, storehouse department, warehouse department. Every department they will use the email. So irrespective of the department, all the department has to follow the rules and regulations which is given for using the email policy of an organization. Next is acceptable use. What are all the acceptable use, or what are all the acceptable behavior in the email policy? Letter to company duties and responsibilities. Can communicate to business-related parties and to perform organizational tasks. The format must comply with the guidelines issued during account allocation. Must follow the procedure, ethical standard, and related laws and regulations. So what are all the acceptable behavior? First one, this email policy is related to company duties and responsibilities. So you will be sending the operational related emails only. You will not be sending any personal emails or any other emails apart from it. So you will not be sending any job related emails. Job related email means job searching related email. So whatever the email you are sending, that will be related to organizational duties and responsibilities. Next is, can communicate to business related parties and to perform organizational tasks. So this email is used to communicate with the people who are related to the organization. Say for example, you are purchasing raw material from the third party. So you will be sending email to that third party asking that party to send the raw material. So whoever is related to that, whichever third party is related to the organization, so for that parties only you will be sending email for communication to perform the organizational tasks. Say in a HR perspective, you will be coordinating with the insurance company. So if you contributing some amount for insurance, employees insurance means, so you will be sending emails to insurance company asking that so and so person, so and so employee is admitted in the hospital, or so and so employee is in need of medical emergency. So for that, this employee need to claim the insurance. So from the HR side, you have to send the email to insurance company. Then the insurance company will take step for giving the insurance money for that particular employee. So in a HR perspective, you will be coordinating with the insurance company. You will be coordinating with bank. You will be coordinating with gratuity scheme in the bank. So for in a HR perspective, you will also be coordinating with the third party. So for that, this email policy will be used. The format must comply with the guidelines issued during account allocation. So every organization, they will be having some format. Say for example, if email account is given to you, while giving that email account to a particular employee, the IT department will clearly say that if you are sending an email, this is the format you have to send. Say for example, a signature format is there. If you are sending email to a third party or to an employee, means in the below you have to mention the signature, that is who is sending the email. So in that signature, you will be sending thanks and regards or anything. You will be sending the signature that so and so person, your name, your designation, your address, your organization, address of the organization. So that you will be sending along with the email. So that should be in a format, particular format. Maybe it may be in a Tahoma format, or a particular, the font should be in a particular size. The font should be in a particular color. So organization, most of the organizations are very particular in sending the email. If you see, if you read this email policy, email etiquette is there. So organizations are very particular in the email etiquettes. So you have to send the email in a particular format to the third party or to the employees working within the organization or to the top management. So you should be sending an email in a particular format. So organization, company, they will give a particular format. That particular format should be followed by each and every employee while sending the email to third party or within the organization or top management of the organization. Must follow the procedure, ethical standards and related law and regulation. It means you have to follow the procedure. Say for example, if the IT department or EDP department is saying not to disclose the password, email password or email login to any of your co-workers, means you should not disclose the password or login credentials with your co-workers or anyone. It should be with you only. It should be confidential to you only. Okay, so you have to follow all the procedures, ethical standards, related laws and regulation, whatever the rules and regulations is given by the organization for following the email policy, that you have to follow that policy you have to follow. Next is unacceptable use. What are all the unacceptable use of email policy or unacceptable behavior in email policy? First is storing or sending offensive and discriminatory messages based on personal attack, harassment, racial and discrimination of any kind. So you should not send any discriminatory email. You should not send any offensive or discriminatory email, personal offensive or discriminatory email. Okay, so if you want to send, if an employee has not completed the task, if an employee has, if the employee is performing poor, or if the employee is performing low in their task, means for that you will be sending, you can send an email asking that employee to perform better, or asking that employee to do the job, to complete the job quickly or in a fast mode. So you can send email like that, but you should not send offensive or personal, you should not send any offensive or discriminatory personal emails. So you should not hurt any person, or you should not hurt any employees through your emails. Next, messages containing company financial or other confidential information is prohibited. So email messages which is containing the financial statement of the organization or any other confidential information is prohibited. It's not allowed. So you should not send any financial report of the organization. Any financial report of the organization means you should not send any profit and loss account of the organization, or you should not send a balance sheet of an organization. Even if you watch if you watch in the organization, if you ever got a chance to coordinate with the accounting department, they will communicate the financial statement through pen drives and other internal softwares, not the emails. See, if they want to communicate the balance sheet to CEO or CFO means they will send it through pen drives, or they will send it through any hardware like CDs or pen drives or internal softwares. Through internal softwares where only top management will have the access over that softwares. So through that only they will be sending the financial reports. They will not send the common platform like emails or anything. They will not use that platforms to send the financial report. So, and other confidential information is prohibited. Other confidential information regarding the organization. Say, for example, in a HR perspective, you should not send employees information. You should not send employees salary details through emails. Say, for example, if you are sending payslip, if you are sending payslip of an employee through email, means that is strictly not allowed, because if you are sending email, if you are sending payslip through email means anyone can view the email. Say, for example, I am a HR in an organization. I am sending email of your payslip. Means anyone in the IT department can open that email and they can see the salary details of the employee. So it is a very important policy in an organization that no salary details should be revealed to any of the employees. So one employee should not know the other employee's salary details. So if the employees are personally sharing the salary details means it is not a problem for the company, but organization as a HR of the organization, you should not reveal one employee's salary to the other employees. So if you are sending emails, if you are sending salary detail through email means the people in the information technology department, they can open and see the email, even though you have to say you have to set a password to open your email means it's nothing. Anyone can break the password of your email and they can see. Okay, so the IT department is creating the password for your email. So it is easy for them to break the password and they can see the emails. Okay, so no confidential information of the organization should be communicated through email. Next, internet use policy. What is internet? Internet is essential tool for operational and business related purpose, as well as used for learning. Organization should prepare guidelines that every employee must follow while using the company internet. So if the organization nowadays, most of the 99% of the organization, they are providing internet access to employees. Okay, they are providing Wi-Fi connection, they are providing internet connection to the employees. So it is the important tool for operating and for operation of the business related activities. For learning also, business related learning also, this internet will be used. Say, for example, if you are learning some course. So if your organization is giving you or encouraging you to do a course, let's say it's a HR generalist course. So if your organization is allowed to do that, allowed to do a HR generalist course, means in your organization itself, in the company itself, with the use of that internet, you can you can learn the HR generalist course. So it not only used for operating the business related activities, but also it is this internet is used for business related learnings. Okay, so organizations, every organization, if the organization is providing internet to employees, means that organization will provide guidelines how to use the internet within the organization, or how to use that internet, how to use the company internet for learning purpose or business related activities. So they will give you the guidelines how to use, and they will give the guidelines what site the employees can use and what sites the employees should not use. Next is scope and purpose. The internet policy ensures the appropriate use of company internet and to enable the user to adhere the guidelines set by the organization. The internet policy ensures the appropriate use of company internet and enable the user to adhere the guidelines set by the organization. So this, if you are using internet, means you have to use that internet in a right manner, and you have to follow the guidelines given by the organization. Prohibited from misuse or ethically abuse the internet. So you should not misuse the internet provided by the organization. You should not misuse the internet provided by the organization, means you should not go for any game sites, or you should not go for any entertainment sites. So that will be strictly not allowed. Applicable to all the employees who have access to the internet. So it is applicable to this internet policy is applicable to all the employees who are using the company internet in the organization. Next, what are all the acceptable behavior and unacceptable behavior for using this internet policy? Staff should use the internet maintaining the ethical grounds and regulations given by the organization. Users are allowed to use the internet for learning and knowledge building based on their organizational rules. There must be some limitation using company internet. So what are the acceptable behavior means? You should maintain some ethics for using the internet. So there is the organization will set some guidelines. So you have to follow that policy for using this internet, and you have to use the internet for learning purpose, for building your knowledge to enhance your skills. You have to use the internet in your organization, and there is a limitation for using this internet. So say for example, you have logged in at 9 o'clock in the 9 o'clock at your workstation. You have logged in the system. So you should not use until in the you should not use internet until 9 in the evening or 9 in the night. So if you are using that internet, or if you are using internet company internet, if you are using company internet unlimited, means the IT department will catch you and they will ask you for the reason why you are using this internet unlimited, or they will calculate the GB used by each and every employees in a month or in a week. So they will calculate and they will question you as a employees who are in charge for this internet and email policy of an organization. They will question you why this particular employee is using this internet unlimitedly, and they will check the sites which they will go to the sites and they will check why you are opening the particular sites and what is the information provided in the particular site. So they will be having check on each and everything which the employee is using in the internet. So this limitation is applicable to all the employees in the organization. Next is what are all the unacceptable behavior? Immoral, illegal content like pornographic options. So you should not open immoral or illegal contents like pornography or any entertainment sites or any game sites. So you should not open. You should not open any YouTube, or you should not open any sites which is unrelated to your organization. Next is sending inappropriate and offensive information to others within and outside the organization. So in some organization, what the employees will do, they will download the movies and they will send the movies to other employees. So these kind of activities are inappropriate for that for the organization, or these kind of activities are inappropriate for using the internet. Next is false and defamatory information about the company and other stakeholders in an online platform. So some employees, if they don't like management, means what they will do, they will send some false and defamatory or defame information, or they will send some false and other information which makes the employee or which makes the employer defame that information. They will send the other organization, or they will send the employees within the organization through internet. So that kind of activities are strictly prohibited in the internet policy. Next is computer policy. What is computer policy? Computer use policy guide. Computer use policy guides user or employees on appropriate use of company equipment and the internet provided on employees' computer network. So why this computer policy is given in the organization means, so every employees, they will be provided some system. Either it may be a desktop or laptop. So as an employee, you are in charge for that particular system. Where system is not only the monitor. It comprises monitor, keyboard, CPU, mouse, UPS, everything. So whatever hardware or whatever the hardware is present in your desktop or in your table, for that hardware, you are responsible. So you have to know how to use the computers in a right manner. Scope and purposes. Employees should be well aware of the browsing specific sites, downloading certain files, and using the computer system only for business purposes. So you have to use the systems, or you have to use the computers only for business purposes. You should not use for your personal purposes. So if you are using a computer, means you should neatly maintain the desktop, and if you are having some document, means so you have to provide the document with the separate folders in the system. You have to maintain the system neatly. Next is protecting business from various risk like losing or leaking important information and computer files, or getting infected with malware. So as I said, you are responsible for that particular system. So you should protect your system from the risk. That is, you should not make your system to affect by the virus or malware. So you should protect your system like that. You should protect your system that the system is not affected by any of the virus. So you should maintain the system in a clean manner. Next is applicable to, so this policy, this computer policy, all the policies like email policy, internet policy, computer policy, all the policies are applicable to all the employees working in the organization. Next is what is the acceptable behavior and unacceptable behavior for using this computer. The approved activities to carry out assigned duty to each employee. Authorized employee are allowed to perform certain activities on this communication platform. So acceptable behavior means if you are in chargeable for your system and you have to use this system. You should not share the password or login credential to any of your employee. Even if you share in the emergency cases, if you are sharing the password or login credentials with any other employees in the organization, the immediate next moment or the next day, you have to change the password and login credentials, because only if you do that, you can protect the information, whatever the confidential information you are having in your system. With that change of your password and login credential, you can protect the information of your job. Next is authorized. Only authorized employees can use the system. Say for example, if you're working in an IT organization, or if you're working in any other software organization, means you will be the employees will be seated in a line. So that will be called as bay. In bay, in one bay, many employees like 10 to 20 or 30 employees will be sitting and they will work in the computer. So each system is allotted for a separate individual, or each system is allotted for each individual. So that individual, they have to sit in that system only. They will not shuffle, and they should not shuffle the system, and they should not use the shuffled system. Okay, they should not sit in the computer in a shuffled manner. So whatever the system ordered to that particular employee, in that system only they have to sit and they have to work. So that is the acceptable use and behavior for using the computer. Next is unacceptable use. Unauthorized activities must be defined to the employee. So you should, as a HR of an organization, or if you are a HR, but some other department, EDP department is working on this computer policy or internet policy, means with the help of the HR only, they will be coordinating with other employees for defining the policy of computer internet in the email. So as a HR of the organization, you should make the IT department or EDP department to ensure that other employees are aware of the unauthorized activities which should not done for using the or while using the computers. So access to confidential information is prohibited. As I already said, you should never disclose the login credential or any other password of your system to others. If in some emergency case, if you disclose the information, the next moment what you have to do is you have to change the password. Next is breaching security policy and abuse of internet use. So breaching security, if you are not obeying with the security policy, or if you are not obeying with the computer policy, means that will be considered as an unacceptable behavior of the employee. So if the HR department finds that finds an employee is not following the rules of computer policy properly, means they will have every rights to take disciplinary action on that particular employee.